So let's strengthen the hips and the lower abdomen part of the body. And a simple way to do this is some gentle slapping. And what the slapping does with the fingers closed, it brings the attention to these large joints, which sometimes get a bit lazy or forgotten. Especially as we get older, we may not use the hips as much. We may not be as active. So these simple Qigong techniques are to strengthen the hips and get the energy flowing through the hips and to save the hips. Actually, we don't really want, if we can avoid it, a replacement. So in a way, we're reminding the hips. Let's do one side at a time. We're reminding the hips they belong to us and we're strengthening them one by one. Left and right may feel a bit different. If you're a bit less mobile, you can do this sitting down. If I sat down, I can still quite gently slap the hips, but ideally standing up to start with, because what's happening is we want the energy to flow through the body the way it does naturally, through the hips, through the legs, into the earth. Sometimes if the hips are weak, what happens is the energy is coming through the body and it's leaking from here. So the hips no longer belong to us after a while. It feels like that. So here we're reminding them, we're strengthening them. And the lower back as well, the spine obviously connected to the hips, so you can strengthen the lower back as much as you can and the hips on each side. Then some rubbing down to the knees, from the hips, lower back, hips, down to the knees. We're actually clearing any stuck energy or feeling here. Rubbing with the hands, you can rub around the knees, front, side, back, as if rubbing warmth, energy into the hips area. If you want to go a bit deeper into the hips, you can just put the fingers together and just tap. This goes quite deep into the hips. It might be slightly painful, don't worry about that, but don't overdo it. But we're going deep into the joints, deep into the lower back, deep into the hips. If it's the knees, same idea. You can just gently tap the knees to strengthen the knees. This is a bit stronger than the slapping. So slapping like this, fingers closed, and also tapping with the fingertips. And finally, moving the energy without touching the body. This is one of my favorites we do in Qigong. We're moving the energy through the hips, through the legs, down to the earth. Just bend down as far as you can. Up at the front, go to the back, push down through the hips, through the legs, into the earth. Very simple. You're moving the energy, getting the energy flowing through the body. So there's other videos taking in the whole of the body. Today we're just showing the hips for those who are less mobile, less active, to strengthen them, get the energy moving through them and infuse them with warmth and energy and feel more mobile. Again, if we're doing it sitting down, same idea. You can do the slapping, you can do the rubbing here, and then you can do the movement through from the lower back, hips, through the legs. And as you get stronger, you'll be able to stand up more easily, and definitely you'll notice a difference. You'll notice a strength coming back, as if the whole body is more aligned. As I said earlier, sometimes the energy is slightly depleted or lacking, and then we feel a bit weak on one side or the other. Here we're strengthening, rebalancing left and right. So I hope you find that helpful. I'd love to know your comments and share this with others if you find it useful. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care, everyone. Stay well and stay safe. Always keep a smile in your heart, remember.